What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Nina V. If you do, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for watching. Today I'm doing a recreation, almost like my version of these two looks right here. One is Beyonce, one is Jordyn Woods. Both of them have this beautiful soft focus, really natural yet beat look. I saw Beyonce's picture all over Twitter. It was going around and people were talking about how beautiful and effortless and natural yet glam her makeup was, and I completely agree. I believe Sir John did her makeup. He is her makeup artist, so I'm just assuming, but he's an amazing artist. And then I also have seen Jordyn's makeup recently, and it's very similar in the way that it's very warm, very diffused, very natural, very monotone actually, but looks so beautiful on her. So I kind of combined the looks and did my version. I hope you guys do enjoy it. It's very natural, but I think it's so wearable and anyone can rock it. So I hope you guys really enjoy this. Yeah, I'll just let you get on with the video. I love you. Bye. Okay, so I'm going to begin with moisturizing the skin and the lips. So for the base, I'm going to be using the new Marc Jacobs moisturizer. It is so good. The texture is beautiful. And for lips, I'm using the Jouer Lip Enhancer. It's so moisturizing, super nice. Leaves your lips really nice and plump and glossy, and just has a beautiful texture to it. So good. I just started using this moisturizer, and the consistency of it, just the feel of it is so nice and works perfect for before makeup. So I'm just going to apply this all over. So both of these pictures, especially Beyonce's one, the eye makeup is so simple and just gives that beautiful, just natural look. So we're not going to go heavy on the eyes. I am going to begin with setting my lids with some concealer. I love using the KKW Beauty Concealer. It's probably one of my favorite concealers of all time. So I'm just going to apply a little bit. And what I've been doing recently actually is when I'm setting my lids, I'm actually taking my concealer all the way down here in the inner corner, because I find when I don't do that and I go in with my concealer later, it's really difficult for me to get in my inner corner. Try it out if you guys do your eye makeup first. So I'm just taking it in that inner corner and blending it down into the lower area right here. Setting it with a little bit of translucent powder. So I'm going to be using both of these Natasha Denona palettes, the Tropic Palette and just one shade from the Sunrise palette. I mean, just go in with any shades that resemble these or that you prefer. It's all neutrals, it's all matte, so it really honestly doesn't matter. But I'm going to be using Morning from the Sunrise palette. I'm just going to be working in this really light shade into the crease. This is almost a nothing shade on me, but it works well when I pack on other shades on top of it. And then the Tropic palette is one of my favorite palettes ever. It's really bright, but there are some beautiful neutrals in here, such as Sahara, which is one of my favorite shades ever. This is Sahara that I've just applied, and I'm taking it quite into the inner corner because in both of the pictures, I've seen that the warmth is very much in this inner corner region, and you just want an overall nice warmth. And then I'm also taking it onto the outer corner. I'm looking into the Natasha Denona Bieber palette. Again, you don't have to use any of these shades, but Freckle is a nice warm shade that I think I'm going to go in with, and maybe a little bit of Prairie and maybe a little bit of Buff as well. So I'm going into Freckle right now because I feel like it works well with the shade that we've already put down. So we're not anywhere near done with the eyes, but I'm actually going to move on to the skin because there's something particular I want to do with the outer corner of the eyes, and we need the face to be done for that. So let's move on to the skin. I'm going in with the new Ciate primer. This is the Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. It's very hydrating, so this is going to go all over the skin. And I'm not applying too much. I'm just going to go in with the cheek area. And then for the nose and a little bit on the chin, I'm going in with the Benefit Professional Primer. Just applying a bit of it right on the nose. The sides of the nose around here where the pores are. So after primer, I'm actually going to go in with a bit of concealer first. I want to do the concealer and then apply a little bit of foundation on top. This way you're not doing too much foundation and then loads of concealer on top. This is a very diffused, very natural look, and I feel like this way is going to look its best. So I'm going in with my number 6 concealer from KKW Beauty. It's one of my favorite concealers, guys. Honestly, it's so good. So I'm just doing a little bit under the eyes, a little bit in the areas where I'm red, where I have blemishes, and then let's see how we get on with that. For foundation, I'm using this one from NARS. This is the Natural Radiant Longwear foundation. It's so good, gives you the most beautiful natural look. I'm taking a little bit on the back of my hand. Well, I don't want to spread it. And this one is in the shade Punjab. I'm just going to pick a little bit up on my beauty blender and then start pressing it into the skin. Be a little too dark for me, so we're going to take it all the way down the neck. For the cheeks, to keep it super natural, we're going to do a bit of cream contouring. These two are two of my favorites. This Makeup Forever little palette right here, I love this shade. It's the Pro Sculpting palette. They have different shades as well. And then the Benefit Hoola Stick bronzer. So I'm actually going to do a little bit of a combination of these two and then apply it all over the skin. I'm using this baking brush from Rodial. It's actually really good for cream products. So I'm picking up a little bit of the shade. And we're going to do a little bit at a time and then just slowly build on it. You don't want to go in with a lot of product and then struggle to take it away. Before we go in with powder, I'm doing a little bit of a liquid highlighter. This one is beautiful. It's very natural. It doesn't look super like harsh and glittery on the skin. It's from Algenist, I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's the Reveal Concentrated Luminizing Drops in Champagne. And I'm just going to apply a couple dots there, or 3, a little bit down the nose, just using my beauty blender for this. To set the under eyes really quickly, I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury No. 2 powder. I love this for the under eye region, and I'm just using, this is the Morphe M510, just to set the under eyes real quick. For the rest of the skin, I'm using the Kylie Cosmetics yellow powder, and I'm just pressing it onto the skin. You don't want to go in circular motions. Because we have all these cream products on the skin, you don't want to move anything. Let's move on to a little bit of bronzer. I have been obsessed with this. It's a blush, powder blush by Illamasqua. It's called Disobey, and I use it as a bronzer for like, I don't know, 2 years now or something. It's amazing. So I pressed in a little bit of powder on it, and then I'm dusting as much as I can off the brush. And you want to do the smallest amount at a time, just so we can slowly build on it and it looks nice and diffused. And I'm going all over the cheek with this. You can add blush if you wanted to. I'm not going to for this look, but just an overall bronze. Taking a little bit of that translucent powder again on a smaller brush. I'm just going around those edges. I want it to be as diffused as possible. Bronzing around the chin and the jawline just gives us a nice overall bronze. So just take whatever's left on the brush and just run it. I'm just going to put a little bit of translucent powder right there just to give us a little bit of a guideline for the eyes. This is a nice alternative for tape if you don't want to use that. And then I'm also going to do a little bit around the nose. And then I just dust away these extra bits. We don't need that. So Beyonce has a nice almond shape eye, and my eye kind of dips down on the end, if you can just see. So in order for me to get that lifted effect, I'm just going to put a little bit of a matte brown on the outer edge right here. This is a nice easy trick if you want to lift your eye a little bit. Instead of taking it all the way in, you're just going to smudge it on this outer corner. And once we do lashes, this is just going to give us a little bit more of that lifted effect. Beyonce has this little bit of a shimmer on the inner corner, very, very subtle, and on the lower corner as well. So I'm going to go in with Monroe, which is a beautiful champagne shimmery shade, but it's not too harsh and not too stark on the skin. So I'm just going to apply that on the inner corner. I'm taking a pencil brush and just really lightly, because again, it's so light. It's not really in your face, you can't really see it initially, so I'm just applying a tiny bit. She actually has it on the lower lash line as well. As for the lower lash line, we're taking that mid-tone brown with a pencil brush and just putting a really small amount up until where that shimmer is. Very small amount. And then now we're just going to dust that powder away, and I just go in circular motions just so there's no harshness there, and I'm blending everything in. Mate, I'm getting that rash again. What the hell? Look. What is going on? Third time and it hurts. Like I burnt myself. Oh my gosh. I have no idea what's causing it. So I'm going to take a break until it calms down. But I'm going to apply the Ardell Wispies onto my eyes and I'll be right back. But last thing is the lips. I'm going to be using this one from Becca. It is called Fearless and it's a nice brownish lip liner. And both of these pictures have a very light lip. I think Jordan's is a little bit more full on. Beyonce's is much lighter. She just looks like she just has a bit of gloss on. But I'm going to do a little bit of an in-between of both. So I'm going to really lightly line my lips. Really lightly, and whoa, they look huge. Okay. I'm going to try out this Power Bullet from Huda Beauty. This is called Staycation. It's one of their matte lipsticks and I want just a really light wash of color. No, I actually used this color before. I am just going to push it into the lips because we don't want too much. For gloss, I'm using this Hourglass gloss in Unreal Halo. It's so beautiful and shimmery, but it goes over any color. So I'm just going to apply this all over. So this is the complete look, guys. I hope I did it somewhat justice and you learned a couple things from this video. I hope if you guys enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment down below if you want to. And check out my Instagram, it's the Nina V. So I love you and leave you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.